Jackson, in his second inaugural address, he warns against disunion. And, I actually hadn't read this inaugural address before, and this is not the period I generally specialize in. So I found it really interesting where he says, um, without union, our independence and liberty would never have been achieved. Without union, they can never be maintained. Divided into 24 or even a smaller number of separate communities like the states, we shall see our internal trade burdened with numerous restraints and exactions, communication between distant points and sections obstructed or cut off, our sons made soldiers to deluge with blood the fields they now till in peace, the mass of our people borne down and impoverished by taxes to support armies and navies, and military leaders at the head of their victorious legions becoming our lawgivers and judges. He's warning against what a disaster it would be to have the United States break apart into states, right? That it would be bad for obviously the idea of the nation and the union, but also terrible for the economy, terrible for the lives lost, terrible for democracy if we end up being governed by military leaders. And, some of that is really echoed by Lincoln. It makes me wonder if Lincoln had actually read that address by Jackson, because Lincoln, in his first inaugural address, when the nation is on the cusp of Civil War after several states had already seceded, says very similar things about the disaster of secession and Civil War that could happen, right? And he says we cannot separate, we can't draw a line in this country because we have all this trade, we have all this communication, we are one people.